Welcome to the World Explorer channel. Today we will find out why people like Dubai. How did it become the most invested city in the entire world? How much do you need to earn to live in the United Arab Emirates for 1 month? The United Arab Emirates is a union of 7 emirates: Abu Dhabi, Dubai, Sharjah, Ayman, Amal Quain, Ras Al Khaimah and Fujairah. They are located in Southwest Asia, in the Persian Gulf, bordered to the southwest by Saudi Arabia and to the southeast by Oman. The total area of the UAE is about 84,000 square kilometers. But these are by no means forests and fields. Unlike resorts and more or less large cities, most of the country's interior is occupied by almost lifeless sandy or rocky deserts and mountain spurs with rather sparse vegetation. Therefore, it is not difficult to explain the fact that urbanization in the United Arab Emirates has reached unprecedented proportions. Hardly a quarter of the local population lives outside the cities. As a rule, these are either expatriates engaged in oil production, or rare agricultural workers cultivating oases in the desert. Their life does not shine with comfort and simplicity. There are practically no rivers or lakes on the territory of the UAE. Dry riverbeds are filled for some time during heavy winter rains, but not for long. As for Dubai, it simply broke all urban records. 97% of local residents have found permanent refuge in the capital of this emirate. It is no coincidence that the city is considered the most populous in the UAE. In the early 1920s, the struggle for independence unfolded here. It reached a particular scale in Sharjah and Ras Al Khaimah. And at the same time, a turning point occurred in the history of the Emirates and the entire Middle East: the discovery of rich oil reserves. Control over the right of the sheikhs to grant concessions for oil exploration and production remained with the British. But the sheikhs were not very interested in oil production. The main income came from fishing and the pearl trade. However, in the 50s of the last century, cultured pearls from Japan appeared on the market, and Dubai's income fell sharply. The economic crisis did not last long, because oil was discovered here in 1966. The UAE's success story began in 1971, when 7 emirates merged into one state. Before this, the region was known for its Bedouin tribes and the pearl trade. With the discovery of oil in the mid-20th century, the country's economy changed dramatically. Oil revenues have enabled the UAE to invest in infrastructure, education and healthcare, leading to rapid growth and development. Particular attention should be paid to Dubai, one of the most famous cities in the world. At the beginning of the 20th century, Dubai was a small trading port on the shores of the Persian Gulf. The main sources of income then were pearl fishing and fishing. Everything changed in 1966, when oil reserves were discovered in Dubai. This was a turning point for the city. Oil revenues have allowed Dubai's rulers to invest in infrastructure and modernization of the city. Sheikh Rashid bin Saeed Al Maktoum, the ruler of Dubai during those years, used oil revenues to build roads, airports, and ports. This created the basis for further economic growth. In the 1980s, Dubai began to diversify its economy by investing in trade, tourism, and real estate. Today, Dubai is known for its impressive skyscrapers such as the Burj Khalifa and artificial islands such as the Palm Jumeirah. The country's population is 10.4 million people and is growing rapidly every year. If back in 2006 we were talking about 2.5 million people, then more than 4 million, then the latest figure announced is more than 8 million inhabitants. But it is not the birth rate that ensures such a jump, but a powerful influx of foreign citizens who come to the country to work or move to permanent residence. At the moment, barely a quarter of the people who work and live here permanently have UAE citizenship. Moreover, the indigenous local population makes up only 11%. These are the descendants of the nomadic Baniyas and Qawasim tribes. For example, 1.7 million people lived in Dubai, the largest city in the UAE, just 4 years ago. Of these, only 147,000 of the population, less than 10%, could rightfully be considered citizens of the country. The remaining more than 1.5 million were expatriates, people from neighboring Arab countries with a lower standard of living, and citizens of Southeast Asia, India, Philippines, Pakistan, are actively flocking to the Emirates. Today, the UAE economy is one of the fastest growing in the world. The main income comes from oil and gas, but the country is actively diversifying its economy, developing tourism, finance, and trade. As of October 2022, the UAE ranks 32nd in terms of nominal GDP, $503.9 billion, with a share of 0.5% of global GDP and 20th in terms of GDP per capita in the world, $47,793. The UAE ranks 7th in the world in oil production and 4th in natural gas reserves. Despite this, Dubai is known for its skyscrapers and luxury resorts, making it a world-class tourist destination. The UAE attracts foreigners with its high standard of living, diversity and advantages for running their own business. The United Arab Emirates is very popular among expats. About 140,000 foreigners move to the state every year. Of the country's 10 million population, only 1.5 million people are indigenous. The Emirates took 4th place in the world in terms of the attractiveness of moving for permanent residence. The main reasons for this popularity are the high standard of living, stable economy and security in the country. Also, the advantages include a simplified taxation system. In the UAE there is no tax on personal income, capital gains and inheritance. Some companies may not pay income tax. From June 2023, corporation tax will be 9%. The average life expectancy here is about 77 years, and the level of healthcare and education is high. The UAE economy is growing faster than many countries in the world. In terms of GDP per capita, the state ranks 7th in the world. Inflation is practically zero. The average life expectancy here is about 77 years, and the level of healthcare and education is high. The UAE economy is growing faster than many countries in the world. In terms of GDP per capita, the state ranks 7th in the world. Inflation is practically zero. The cost of living in the UAE is higher than in Europe. A family of 2 will need about $3,500 per month. The main part of expenses is rent and utilities. However, such expenses are offset by high salaries. The average salary in the UAE is about $7,000 per month. Living in the UAE has its pros and cons. Among the advantages are a high level of security, excellent infrastructure, and the absence of income tax. However, there are also disadvantages, such as the hot climate, especially in summer, and cultural differences that you need to get used to. It is also worth noting the high cost of living in large cities, and, of course, we cannot fail to mention some amazing facts about the UAE. It is home to the world's tallest skyscraper, the Burj Khalifa, as well as the famous palm-shaped artificial islands. The UAE is not only luxury and wealth, but also a country with deep cultural traditions and an interesting history. I hope you enjoyed learning about this amazing place. If you liked this video, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel and click on the bell so you don't miss our new episodes. Write in the comments which countries you want to know more about. See you later!